Not
So
really.
if we want to make this couple of minutes about 1 minute, Derek, take the wheel. It's yours.
Oh, I don't think this is the
Boy,
one, is it?
this is the one. Hello?
Oh, I thought it was
No.
something else.
Oh, the fuck else we got? Oh, no. This, let me introduce y'all to the best EP I've ever heard in my fucking life. Convictions have put out a new EP entitled I Won't Survive.
I'm sorry I won't be there for your first steps when you're falling into your world. Tell me now, staying tall.
So as far as I'm aware, the three of us won't have to say anything because you will be able to
Wait,
say everything
not it.
and more.
This is not
What?
true.
Wait, hold on. I went back to this, and I'm
Oh?
higher on it than I was. I still need a little bit more time with it. I'm getting used to the uncleans, but I'm smoking what Derek's smoking.
I'll take it.
Oh.
Jacob?
So imagine this. This is like Kublai Khan,
Uh-huh.
Alpha Wolf, and
Uh-huh.
Old Wage Whore had a baby.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. God bless. How are you feeling any differently on it now than you were when I forced everybody to listen to it?
My opinion has not changed that much, but yeah, it really hasn't changed much. But the two songs that I thought were alright are still alright.
Okay. You know what? I'll take it. It's better than nothing. Okay. I have a signed poster from this band in my room that I got before I even got into the band, and now I feel very justified in having it. I mentioned last year that my number one EP, the Hands Like Houses EP, was my favorite EP I had ever heard. I would take, just so you understand where I'm coming from, I would take this EP 11 times out of 10 over that Hands Like Houses EP. This is art. I think that that's the best way that I can put it. There is a lot of depth to this album in so many ways. Instrumentally, I mean, it's just insane. It's just breakdown after breakdown after breakdown, and they all manage to hit as hard as the previous breakdown, if not harder, which, like, you're coming out of the gate with one of the hardest breakdowns I've heard all year, and it just keeps getting better and better. I think that there's a not necessarily like an even balance between the cleans and the uncleans, but it strikes for me a perfect balance between them, especially for like what the EP is trying to convey. And then like that, it's not even counting the motifs. I mean, like The War That Followed Me Home is about like soldiers coming home from war and experiencing PTSD, and having to relive like the death and horror that they went through overseas, night after night.
Panic Room by Silent Planet.
Yeah. Very, a lot of the lyricism here very similar. Maybe not as
In depth.
open a thesaurus type lyricism as Silent Planet. And then the price of grace being about so that one actually a personal story, to the best of my understanding, from the lead singer, one of the lead singers, whose brother committed suicide. Right before the last breakdown, you have the last voicemail that he left to him, asking why he did it and like how he wishes he could have him back and how he can't go home because his brother is gone now. It put as the best like pre-breakdown I have heard in a long time. I mean, it just hits so hard. And then you get something like Last Cell. I'm gonna read you some lyrics real quick. To my daughter I'll leave behind, I can't stop what's metastasized. You're the light in my decline. You're the one thing I've done right. All my days have become numbered and I've become numb to it. I'm sorry I won't be there for your first steps when you're falling till you walk down the aisle sitting in a tall white dress. You were my reason to fight. About, again, to the best of my understanding, a man who's lived a very hard life and is now dying from cancer as his like infant daughter has just been born, and he's like reminiscing on all the things he could have done better in his life to get him out of the situation, because now he'll never be able to like be there for her when she grows up. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like I came here to headbang and now I'm in my feels, right? Like and there's a great bit on the ending there where it's like, think of me and close your eyes, repeated over and over again. It just, the delivery on that and across the entire album. And then you just have rippers like Teeth, which is basically just an Alpha Wolf song with some of the nastiest. Yeah, it's got some of the nastiest bass I've heard in a long time at the end. Just kind of isolated with drums, and it's vile. This album is basically like one big stank face, but you're also like crying while you've got the stank face going. It's something that you hear and appreciate, and you don't want people to walk in on you because they look at the expressions you're making and be like, "What the fuck? Are you okay? Like, do I need to call a ambulance or something like that?" You know? I don't know. It's just this to me.
I didn't dive into the lyrics, so
It's
I'm
crazy.
I'm glad you shared it.
There's a lot, and then you get something like Everything I Never Told You, which is this like guitar, violin driven like interlude of sorts that just fits perfectly between Hurricane and right before to set up for that contextualization of the lyrics in Last Cell. For me, and I think the thing that sets this apart for me the most, because I could talk about this for ages, but I don't want to keep everybody too long. I think for me, when I hear an EP, I am rarely left feeling like it is a cohesive unit, right? Or not necessarily it's cohesive, but it's like, I am happy with this EP. I don't want anything more. When I hear an EP, oftentimes I'm like, okay, I'm glad I got an EP from this band I like. I wish it would have been an album, or I wish I could have had more. For me, I feel like this 7-song package is as perfect as it could be. And as much as I now love this band, I don't want this to be anything more or anything less than it is. Like, I think that it can stand alone. I wouldn't want this to be another 3 songs made into an album, because I think that the 7 songs that they've managed to put here work so well together to deliver one cohesive package that to do anything more to it would almost be a disservice. If that makes sense. Like, don't get me wrong, I want more Convictions now, but like, I am beyond happy with what I have here, and I feel like that's what really sets this EP apart from really any other I've ever heard. I think it's perfect.
The more that you're talking about this EP, the more that you're reminding me of how I felt when I first heard Foxblood, the 2019 album Grief and Mercy Suite. When I first heard those opening 5 tracks and how well they flowed into each other, like, if you took those opening 5 tracks and that was just an EP, that would arguably be like a top 3 EP of all time for me. I mean, it made my top 10 albums of the year as like number 9, number 8, right, something like that. But if you just take those opening 4 songs, they are so incredible that that's the closest that I think I can feel to how you felt about this EP here with Convictions.
Yeah, I am so far, and like this talk about coming out of left field. I had listened to Convictions before. I'd heard The Price of Grace when it came out, and like I'd heard Hurricane when it came out, and I was like not at all sold on it. I was like, okay, this is okay. Like, I don't ever feel the need to revisit it. And then I heard it all together, and it just kind of like blew my mind, you know. And I haven't turned back since. I love this more and more every time I listen to it. If I could count this, like, if we weren't doing like top EPs, top albums, whatever at the end of the year, and I could just count this as like top music of the year, you know, sort of thing, I have no doubt that this would be my like AOTY equivalent, because this I love more than anything really I've heard this year, which says a lot, because I've had a lot this year that I've loved. But anyway, all that to say, this is my official stamp of endorsement for Convictions. Please go listen to this band, because they are not signed. They do everything by themselves, you know, merch, shipping, all of that, release. So any and all love for this band is much deserved and much appreciated. But
my final 2 cents that I want to add, the 2 songs that stuck with me more than anything else were Wreckage and Last Cell. Wreckage instrumentally felt like the one that I was able to... There were a lot of really cool moments instrumentally in Wreckage, like that opening riff or whatever. Whereas Last Cell, I think vocally was where I was able to enjoy it the most.
Yeah.
The Unqueens are the thing that was putting me off from enjoying this as much as I wanted to. Queen's vocalist that was doing all the choruses, fantastic. on every single song. I had no complaints there. The Uncleans really just put me off for the most part. And Last Cell had the most moments where the Uncleans didn't put me off. Even
We'll take
like,
it.
I still didn't love all of them, but there were like a couple of lines in the verses and stuff where I was like, okay, that's cool. I enjoy that. But overall, not enough to get me to want to go back to it consistently.
Yeah, definitely some metalcore.
Metalcore.
Yeah, exactly. If that's not your thing, then maybe not the EP for you. But if you enjoy metalcore, yeah, this is far and away some of the best I've ever heard.
Justin, Jacob, any last thoughts here?
Nah, Derek's pretty much said everything that I could ever say. I will just note that bands like Convictions are something that it's going to take time for me to get into.
Yeah.
Especially with how much they lean into the Uncleans. But I will say a lot of their chorus work is really good. So I'm on board.